If you are suffering or recovering from eating disorders, it may not be a good idea to watch this video. I do not wish to promote fasting without a healthy relationship with the food. Hi everyone, my name is Shilpa and welcome back to the channel. In last video, we discussed about intermittent fasting, types and benefits of intermittent fasting. In this video, we are going to dig a little more deeper into the types of food and when to eat what during the intermittent fasting. So depending on the type of intermittent fasting that you are following, you will have a fixed eating window or feeding window, and you will have a fixed fasting window. During the fasting window, you are not eating anything. So what you're allowed is only a few non-caloric beverages like black coffee or black tea or green tea, all this without sugar of course, or you can have plain simple water, or you can have lemon water. Even the sodas which are labeled as 0 calorie are not allowed because they have artificial sweeteners which are not allowed during the fasting window. In feeding window, you have many options, but the first and most important part of your meal should be healthy, lean protein. The reason I'm saying this is because in intermittent fasting, major time of your day you're going to be fasting. So you might still end up losing a little bit of muscle from your body, which is not really desirable in long run. So to keep it high, to keep the muscle again still a little bit of high, you need to keep your protein also a little bit of higher side. So make sure that you are eating enough, or I would say increase it a little bit more than your regular diet, that the protein content in your diet. Now you have many options again for healthy protein. One is chicken breast, or you can have eggs. Eggs are good for vegetarians as well as non-vegetarians. You can have fish. Fish is amazing. So if you can get a good oily fish like salmon, sardines, these are great sources of protein as well. And you can also have plain Greek yogurt for vegetarians. You can have tofu for vegetarians. You can also have shellfish. So you can have any of these, but make sure that you're having enough amount of protein in your diet. Number 2 is fruits. So you have again many options in fruit as well here. You have banana, apple, mango. You can have pears, you can have guava, you can have berries. Berries are amazing again in any diet. They are mostly allowed. So berries is great. And another important fruit that if you can get in your area and if you can have it is great, which is avocado. So avocado being high in good fat as well as fiber and a protein source as well. So it's an amazing fruit to have. Coming to vegetables, again anything that is green is great. So you can go for spinach, kale, have all the green vegetables that you can get around you. And you can also have cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli. Even cabbage is great because it is again a little bit of low calorie and it gives a good satiety. So cabbage is also great. You can have sweet potato, so that is good. You can have organic potatoes as well. They are not completely banned, but keep them in moderation, keep them on a little bit lower side. And you can have all non-starchy vegetables like beans, legumes, all these things you can have. Again, when you're having beans and legumes, I say this many times and I'm going to say it again, sprout them, soak them before you eat them to make sure that they are good for you, they are safe for you. Coming to grains, you can again have different varieties of lentils. You can have rice. Brown rice is good. If you can get some sprouted brown rice, that's again amazing. You can also have quinoa, that is one more grain. Oats, that is again an option. So all these healthy grains you can have. One grain that you can avoid is only wheat because it might lead to inflammation in some people. Apart from that, you can have almost all the grains in moderation, of course. Don't go too high on the carbs when you're doing intermittent fasting. And last is have healthy fats in your diet. So one is avocado, as I just now said. Apart from that, you can have olive oil. You can cook your food in ghee. These are good oils. These are healthy oils. You can have them. You can also include bone broth. That is again a good option to go for good healthy fats. Intermittent fasting may lead to constipation and digestion problem in many people. So the first thing that you should avoid when you are in feeding window of intermittent fasting is a refined food. So all type of refined food. Say goodbye to your breads, pastas and everything. Number 1, they don't have fiber, so you might have issues with your digestion. And number 2, they're really not good for your health anyway. So it's always good to not have refined food in your diet. Number two, which is again very obvious, is processed food. Don't have processed food. They have unnecessary chemicals and fructose syrups and all these things, preservatives added to it, which are not good for your health. Don't have them. Number three, again, which is very obvious, is don't have unhealthy fats. Stay away from vegetable oil, particularly, as far as possible. And try to go for a little bit of a low carb diet. I won't say extreme low is what I would suggest, because again, that depending on your body type, you may not like it. But then, major portion of your diet should not be carbs, because when you're fasting, you might get more cravings. The last, again, important part that you should avoid is sugar. Get rid of sugars. Unless you get rid of sugars completely from your diet, you're not going to stop craving for more and more snacks. The reason behind such a big no-no to sugar is insulin. So when you eat sugar, your insulin spikes. And when your insulin spikes, it digests the sugar and then insulin drops. Now, this process is kind of like a swing. Okay, the more you go back, the more you're going to go forward. So the more the insulin is going to peak, the more it's going to drop. The moment it drops again to a very low level, you're going to get those cravings. So any food which is going to spike the insulin is not good, which includes all the sugars, of course, but also the carbohydrates. So don't go very heavy on carbs. You can have a little bit of them, keeping it as a balanced diet, but go more for proteins and fats. Fats will not spike your insulin at all, almost nil, and proteins will spike it, but it will have a lesser insulin response, not as much as carbs. So definitely keep your proteins high and reduce the carbs as much as possible. This is very interesting and important point, that how do I start the fast? And this is actually where your success of your intermittent fasting lies, I would say. Many people fail to do the fasting window successfully because they didn't end the feeding window well. So it is important to know what to end the feeding window with, what should be the last meal, what should it have, what should it not have, to make it more successful in your fasting window. Okay, so first important part is plan the meal. You should have well planned meal before even going into the kitchen. So this is important because if you don't have a proper plan, you might end up eating whatever is available, and that may not be the right thing to end the feeding window with. So plan your meal, plan your last meal particularly, that is very important. Avoid eating simple carbs. So simple carbs which get digested easily. So whatever gets digested easily is going to make you hungry very easily. So go for lean protein again, and something which is like complex carbohydrates, which will release the energy slowly. They'll take time to digest. Again, many vegetables like cauliflower or broccoli, these are all slow digesting vegetables, so you can go with them. Don't go with simple carbs which immediately get digested. Another important part is sugar. Again, avoid sugar. As I just now said, insulin spikes are going to make you crave more, make you hungry even more than what you otherwise are. So if you want to have dessert, definitely don't save it for the end of the day. Have it in the middle of the day if you really need that dessert one of the days. But if you have it in the end, at the last meal of your feeding window, then you might feel hungry during the fasting window. Another thing that you should avoid having as a last meal is plain simple salads. So I have seen many people, they don't plan it properly, and then since there is nothing left to eat, they just have a plain salad, simple salad as a last meal of the day. Don't do that, because salads are great. I'm all for salads. They're healthy, they're great, you should have a lot of them. But if you have it in the last as a last meal of your day, then you might digest them again very quickly, and they're having high fiber content. Again, the digestive process starts too fast. So having them also along with something else, the digestive process is going to start, your food is going to get passed through the digestive tract faster, and it might not get as much absorption as much as you need. So don't have too many salads as the last meal, or just plain salad, as I said, as a last meal. What you can have instead is have good healthy lean protein. Again, protein and a little bit of healthy fat is a wonderful option, because that will give you the satiety, that will give you the satisfaction, and it will not give you the cravings. It will keep you full for a longer time. It will not spike that insulin, which will make you crave again and again. So keep that spiking lesser and lesser towards the end of the fast so that you don't feel hungry again, and you can go with your fasting window successfully. Like it is important to know how to start the fast, it is also important how to end the fast, how to break the fast. So first important thing is have a good full glass of water. Don't immediately get up and start eating. Your digestive system is not having had anything for last several hours. So first have water and let it like kind of wake up first. Okay, hydrate your system first and then eat after that. Second and most important part is do not mix carbs and fat. That is a biggest mistake that many people do, that they mix carbs and fat together. Normal scenario, it might be still okay, but particularly when you're breaking the fast, this is really a lethal combination, because the moment you are going to break your fast, you're insulin sensitive when you're just fasting, for a reasonable amount of time, and when you're eating your carbs, your insulin is going to really shoot up. What happens because of that is when insulin goes up, what happens is kind of doorway of your cell opens, so the cells are now ready to grab whatever that comes in. If you give them carbs, good enough, they will take the carbs, and if you give them fat as well, they'll also take the fat, so which again might lead to weight gain in many people when they are on intermittent fasting, because they don't realize that I'm fasting for so many hours, but what am I doing wrong? Probably you are eating carbs and fat together, so they are together going in your body, and fats of course get stored as is body fat, and that's going to make you more and more fatter. Similarly, also avoid excess salt in your diet. What happens again in the fasting process is your cells get all those salts, all those nutrients, all the minerals from your blood, they extract, because you're not giving anything from outside, so it basically takes it from the blood. And if you have something which is very very salty in nature, then the rules of osmolarity is they are going to again get more, and they might really damage the cells because of excess salt. So don't have excess salt in your diet. You can have a little bit, the regular salt is okay, I'm not saying go bland, but don't add too much of salt. You might have a craving sometimes to have little salty food, but don't open your fast with the salty thing. What you can have is good amount of proteins. Again, lean protein, lean healthy protein like chicken, eggs, tofu, good Greek yogurt, all these things are good in nature, good protein, healthy protein, have them as much as you can. But at the same time, avoid difficult proteins. So particularly like almonds or cashews. These are good protein sources. I'm not saying bad about them. You can have them later on in your day, in your feeding window. But when you are breaking the fast, again, your stomach is not ready to digest a lot of hard stuff, okay? So it's always good idea to give it something easy to digest. So lean chicken is good, eggs are good, beans are good. These are good easy proteins to digest. Even the yogurt is a good protein to digest, but don't give it almonds and cashews, which again give a little bit of toll on your digestive system since you have not eaten anything for a long time. You can have cashews later on in the feeding window, they're absolutely great. Another idea of opening or breaking your fast is with bone broth. Now, bone broth has mainly fats and some traces of protein. It does not have much of carbs. So it definitely has calories, so it does break your fast, but it will not spike your insulin because it does not have carbs, and fats don't spike the insulin as much. So it's a good idea to have bone broth. Open the fast with bone broth and allow your digestive system, because it coats sort of your inner organs, and it really helps in waking up the digestive system. So you can have that, and let's say after half an hour or 1 hour, have your meal in which you can have the carbs and the protein and everything else that you wish to. So if you can extend your fast by, let's say, an hour or so, you can have bone broth as a basic fast breaking thing, and then you can have your meal an hour or something after that bone broth. So to conclude, I would again and again like to talk about that lean healthy protein, which is very important, particularly during the intermittent fasting process. As I said, you will eventually lose a little bit of muscle mass as well, and that's why you need extra protein to build it back up. Also, one more thing I would suggest is try to do a little bit of strength training. If you have not done anything before, start with a little bit of baby steps. Do a little bit of strength training, pick up a little bit of weights, and try to build your muscles. Now again, don't worry, particularly if you are a woman, you might say, oh, I don't want to build muscles. You're not going to build muscles overnight, and particularly being a woman, you are definitely not going to look bulky as men would. But having that extra strength training is going to do a lot of extra, it's going to give you help to maintain the muscle, and which is great for long run. And lastly, don't overdo it, and don't overdo anything for that matter, but particularly the fasting thing, don't overdo. If you are a woman, definitely do not fast for a longer period of time. There are studies which are done for short period of time for the effect of intermittent fasting, but the long term effects of intermittent fasting are still very unclear. So don't do it too long for a long period, and don't fast also for a long period. So for a woman particularly, 14 to 18 hours of fast is what maximum you should do. Don't go too excessively into that fasting schedule. Go slow, go steady, something which you can maintain for a longer term, something which you can enjoy as well, and become healthy, not just lose weight. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to hit that notification icon so that you get all the notifications whenever I publish a new video. Eat well, stay healthy, and take care. Bye bye.